What's up, y'all? This episode is with Max, Mauro Chiefari, an Italian friend of mine who came to Texas just to learn how to cook barbecue. You can find him at Texicana Barbecue, but we sat down at the beginning of March. He came over real late while I was cooking a brisket, and we had a pretty fun conversation at about 2 in the morning as we were finishing off our cook. But just a reminder, 86% of you who are watching my videos are not subscribed yet. So do me a favor. Click that little subscribe button down there. Turn on the notifications if you want. Find out when the next video comes out. It's going to be happening more and more often these days. But for now, enjoy this episode with Max. Thank you for watching the Best Barbecue Show. I am here with Mauro Chiefari, Max, the Italian stallion, the East Coast wonder, the Texas tornado. What's up?
Are we on air? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we're on the show. We're going. Put your cans on.
Okay, let's see how that works. You got masks? No
No.
masks. All right,
But these are fresh.
good. Very
Fresh
nice.
fresh microphone
You have
tips.
to sanitize it.
No, you don't have to sanitize it.
Okay, good. Can
We're ready to go.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Can you move
There's
a
enough
little?
social distance.
Can you move a little bit further?
I'll back up here.
Thank,
There we go.
Uh,
Is that better?
a little bit better. A little bit more.
It is what, March 20th?
Yeah, sort of.
It's sort of March 20th. At like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we're waiting on a brisket to pull.
Actually, the brisket look good.
They look good, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I used the Joe Yim YouTube video to trim it.
I know who's Joey.
He's
What's
a
up,
guy.
Joy? I love you.
He's a guy who's mighty.
love
Now I
you.
watched your videos too.
Which one?
The brisket video.
Oh, okay.
That's what I don't know if you noticed, I shouted you out on Instagram. I said, hey,
I didn't know.
thanks to Texicana Barbecue and
You tag me?
Joe Yim, yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Because you guys inspired me. Plus, I
saw
got
it.
a really good brisket from Mark Black, so that helped.
That helps a lot. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What was that? Creekstown? What was? Gotcha. Yeah.
It's
good
nice.
stuff.
Good fat. I've got some extra pieces. I got all the trim in there. Make some tallow. Maybe I might put it in the food processor, make my own like tartare or something.
Well, yeah. I was starting making, with this, if the flat is like a fake barn end. So you can season it, go smoke it, and then you can mix with barbecue sauce. Very popular in Italy. So in Italy, an example, the brisket are very expensive. They're almost $10 a pound. So, and that's what we do. We do the like fake barn end, which is not really fake. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, this barn end started getting popular, and there's just only so much barn end you can use out of a brisket, right?
Right.
So every piece is basically, every corner is a barn end, even from
Well, you
flat.
just chop the whole thing into cubes, right?
Yeah, you chop out in the cubes, and you can put in barbecue sauce and those sort of stuff. Is also for jerky. If you slice it thin, some Churrascada sauce.
But luckily, you stopped doing that, and we let you into Texas.
That's right. That's right. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you, Yanni.
We let you in here. You're safe here in
That's right.
Texas.
That's right. Actually, about this the safe and this coronavirus going on, I just left Italy a week earlier. Previous the outbreak.
You just missed it.
I just missed it, right? Yeah. And then the outbreak began. And when they were talking about a few cases, but it was nothing serious. Serious, but yeah.
Well, as we're sitting here, we're at, I think Texas is still under 300 cases.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
doing
very
pretty
low.
good.
So, but also again, the average age for the people affected from coronavirus is still to this day, March 20-ish,
Yeah.
is like 80-year-old. So true, we had a lot of dead cases, but they're very old people that the respiratory they just basically can handle, or people with asthma, or people who suffered a panic attack. So there is that. with that being said, it's a very badass infection. It's not like a flu. You know, if you get caught with that, it's bad.
It's out of control in New York. Everywhere else, it's actually kind of leveling off. But in New York, it's like 2,000 a day.
Same things that happen in Milan is overcrowded city, which, you know, cities are known not to be the cleanest unless you're from Toronto. So it's you know, the virus has a very, very good ground to spread, and that's exactly what happened in Milan. Multicultural kind of stuff, is overpopulated. In the south, there are not that many cases, really. You know.
Yeah, Texas is 9th. We have the 9th most. We just broke 300, 321 confirmed cases. But Washington has a lot more older people, so it's actually more per capita than New York. So it's even though it's only 1,300, it's a lot compared to the population.
Yeah.
And their death rate's like 5%, which is crazy. So it must be an elderly community or something.
It's like the downside of you know, globalization. So what if a guy, you know, if a population in Asia has a problem, now we have a problem, and you know, and those sort of stuff.
We have to think globally.
We got to think globally, and good and bad. Like new technology has a very good side and a very bad side, and this, you know, I guess is the bad side. You know?
Yeah, you can get a brand new cell phone or a hard drive or beautiful electronics overnighted, but at the same time, can come with it.
And at the same time, you can die.
Well, it's you know, it's an interesting time because a lot of people are working together. The news is showing people being crazy, and people don't need to be crazy, but they still are. There's still lines at all the grocery stores, and people are clearing out the shelves every day, thinking that, I don't know, like everything's gonna stop, and maybe it will, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, this didn't happen in Italy, really. In Italy, what happened? So Italy has the economy of Italy has been very stagnant for a while now. Is a very slow pace recession. So that's what we're facing over there in Italy. It's not like very, very bad, but it's you know, since the euro kicked in, Italy had never recovered from that. Also, again, being part of the euro has a good side, has a bad side. So Italy and Greece and all these countries, they were already, you know, very unstable, very difficult and diversified situation. You know, so Italy, all the different regions from Italy, from north to south, it's completely different. You know, the north state of America and the lower state of America, they have some similarities. In Italy, we're completely different. It's like, you know, 10 different countries. So that's why that's why Italy is facing so many problems politically, economically, and so forth. Thank God we're extremely strong in exporting our food, and the tourism is always very strong. That's why
everyone wants to go to Italy.
Yeah, that's the dream, you know. That's everyone's dream, and I love it so much when I go there, and that's why I keep the connection, because it's so easy over there to go over there. You know, they have so many video on Texicana barbecue on YouTube. Bling! No,
shameless plug.
Yeah, about you know,
Hashtag
making
sponsored. Olive
oil, make one. This sponsor is brought to you by Texicana, by making olive oil and all sort of stuff, because they're just around me. You know, what's around me over here in Texas, barbecue and those sort of stuff. So over there is that's what's my, you know, what's around me. You know?
And now you're the Brisket King of New York.
Not for long, probably, because I'm not gonna go to New York to defend the crown. Well, technically, it's not me. It's not even Juicy Lucy. I didn't win shit. So I'm the one who cook it. But yeah, they're gonna have it. It's a fun event.
When is it?
Aprilish.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Canceled.
That's what I'm wondering.
You're gonna be the Brisket King for 2022.
No, they didn't announce yet. They didn't announce yet, and Jimmy is their friend of mine. They didn't announce it, but probably that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Well, I just feel like everything. I feel like maybe events in April can start, but I mean March is
Listen,
done.
they canceled. So my plan was okay. I had some stuff going on over there in Italy, so I went in Italy, came back not even 3 weeks ago, almost maybe a month ago, and I was supposed to go to the Meatstock. Actually, I had to with Wayne.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna. I got a new credit card just to buy tickets to Meatstock,
yeah.
and I never bought them.
So so when can I come and hang out, because I was invited in May in Sydney. Now this was in Melbourne, and I just realized it just got canceled. So I don't know what Wayne is doing over there. Probably some classes and stuff. But
Relaxing,
but
hopefully.
yeah, it got canceled. Then I had
Is Wayne still there?
I think so. I think so.
Is he stuck in Australia?
I don't know, Wayne. Where are you?
Wayne. Does his phone work? I'll text him.
Celeste, Terry, give us news.
Celeste.
And so yeah, that's basically what happened. And also I was supposed to do like a consulting in Italy and another in Michigan, and they both got postponed because of this virus.
Yeah, you can't travel.
Yeah, so what I'm doing now, I'm just being home, cooking ossobuco, all kind of weird shit. Tomorrow I'm gonna cook sweet bread, like the meat, how's it called?
Yeah, brains.
How you gonna?
Oh no, it's like the gizzard.
The thyroid.
Yeah.
There are two kinds though. There's one from the pancreas, the bottom, and the one from the.
I just know the little bag that comes in the chicken.
No, see, I found out, I don't even know what sweetbread was, believe it or not. I was at the Churrascada, and this friend of mine, Romulo Morente, you guys go and check this guy out. The guy is amazing, a dear friend of mine. He was making this sweetbread, which is like this part of the cow, close
That's big.
close to the throat. It's a white piece of fat, basically. It's fat, it's a lot of silver skin, and he put it in a squid with a miso sauce, and that shit grilled, and that shit was so delicious. And I remember back then at Churrascada I was cooking cured beef tongue on polenta and stuff like that, and then we had a break, between one shit and another, and so I tried this sweet bread, and it was delicious. Cool. Delicious sweet bread is brought to you by Texicana Barbecue.
Texicana Barbecue sweetbreads. Have them with any meal. Have them with dessert.
Grab your joystick. The 80s are back. It's Cold Monkeys.
What do you...
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Cold Monkeys.
Cold Monkeys is a group. It's a band.
Well, don't you think some of the best ideas you've ever had were in a pit room at 2 a.m.?
Oh, definitely. You feel miserable, you feel by yourself, and you figure shit out.
Yeah.
I do think a lot, honestly. So the plan of action, so when I'm thinking about doing something, I really believe in, like, keep thinking about your subconscious mind, and this is what happened for me. I keep thinking and thinking. I think so hard that I don't even realize that I'm thinking. And then I do find solution like that. That's why I think I'm very creative about dishes, about this, about that. To me it doesn't help to go shop on Instagram and whatever other people are doing, and I feel uncomfortable sometimes because people show me so much love, but I don't look at other people's shit, so it doesn't help me to look at other people's stuff in order to do.
You've got your own list of things you're trying to create.
Yeah, no, it confused me. If I look at your stuff, it kind of confused me. Because instead, I just have this thing, and I like to do my things. And this is a great time. You gotta see the positive side about this coronavirus and stuff. I know that, and a lot of friends they're struggling running their business. But egoistically speaking, in my opinion, for me, it was a great time for me to stay home and do your thing. You need the kind of...
That's why I'm cooking a brisket, just to take the time.
You need the kind of chill time. And I know now in the disaster of this epidemic, of this crisis and stuff, a lot of people right now, they're happy to be home. And there's a positive side. You need time. We work too much, so you need time to chill, to think about stuff. And
just like barbecue is a machine, the world is a machine. So it's like
yeah, exactly.
the wheels just turn every day, every single day, and we never really stop. And I made a YouTube video about it, just saying, hey,
Which
take
one?
the one where I'm holding the glove.
Was
I posted it today.
Wasn't the prostate check?
No, it was
I don't know.
Corona check.
The Quran. All right.
No, I just put on a mask
yeah,
for the.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
I just made a silly picture for a thumbnail. It's just me talking, but I talk about how I have a hammock that I set up in the back, and I breathe and look at the sky, and just like some people just don't take 10 minutes a day to like let their brain relax.
Sometimes you need to sit down and look what you have accomplished, and we all of us have a hard time doing that. And there is serendipity in it, and sometimes you just need to slow down and chill.
We're so obsessed with moving forward. Sometimes we don't realize not every day has to be progress.
I'm totally like that. I'm and especially I get so mad, and I don't even enjoy the moment because I got too much shit going on. I don't really see the present. I'm funny and everything, but when I work, I'm kind of very, very moody guy because of that.
You're focused.
Yeah, I'm focused. I'm doing my stuff. But sometimes you just need to see a different direction.
Well, and you're ready to work. I appreciate that. Sometimes I'll go into a situation.
Yeah.
People want to make videos with me or be on the podcast or whatever.
Getting closer.
Yeah. Sorry. Hold on. I'll pull back a little more.
Okay.
People want to like collaborate with me, but they don't know what they're doing, or they cancel all the time, or they want to reschedule, or I'm ready to work. You said 3:00. I'm here at 2:55 with my bag packed, ready to go.
Will people see about you as you have fun, you're with your friend sulking, but there is work behind that. So same thing with me with barbecue. The story is like the 0.00001% of what I'm doing. It's just something funny, something that maybe, I give up a long time ago, but I used to try to look good. Now I don't even give a shit. But it's really the 0.0%. Most of it is just work. And guess what? Nobody's giving a shit. Now everybody's trying to be a chef, trying to be a pit master, trying to be that. 10 years ago, these people were ashamed to be chefs. Were ashamed to be cooks. Were ashamed to be pit master. Now it's kind of, you go into because before was 40-year-old midlife crisis. Now it's 30. Now it's happening a little bit earlier. So you get into your 30-year-old midlife crisis and you want to be a pit master. If you want to be a pit master, it requires a lot of work. And guess what? Nobody will give a shit about your feelings, about what it is. You just got to learn the craft and just roll with it.
Yeah. Well, you're in a hot room. It's
awful.
It's heavy labor.
It's awful. I mean, it's just the way it is. I remember.
But it's magical because you get to walk out with brisket.
Yeah, you walk out with brisket, and somehow there is a slightly difference between being a cook and being a pit master. There is something connected to manage. What's the temperature on brisket?
It's 260.
260.
We gotta go bump it up.
Yeah. Cook. So being a pit master, that's requires that. That requires that. And so when I was a young punk, I used to chase people. Like, I want to be with this guy. I want to be with that guy. But at the end of the day, it comes in you. What
from the inside.
Exactly. What you got from me. And you're gonna make your style. To me, it comes natural to mix Italian stuff and barbecue and stuff like that. But I never cooked a dish of pasta in like 5 years because I was so focused in barbecue. I say, I gotta pound it. I know how to make pasta and shit like that. Now I'm starting, mixing things around.
Do grandmas make the best pasta?
What's that?
Grandmas make the best pasta?
Yeah, unfortunately, she died. No, really.
How do you say grandma in Italian?
Nonna.
Nonna?
Ciao, nonna.
Pasta de nonna.
No, I don't come a very common, like stereotypical Italian family. My father was always busy, and my mother used to work in the office. Was like a banker in a bank. So I eat at noon. My father eat at 1. So not much Italian family over there, but yeah. So what the fuck I was talking about?
Working hard as a pitmaster.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta do your homework, and
You gotta practice.
I swear to God, we gotta sign a petition. I hate this word pitmaster. Such an arrogant word. It doesn't mean shit.
Pit cook.
Pitmaster. You're a master of a hole. What the fuck is that?
You're a master of a metal tube.
Well, a master of a hole, maybe.
Tube
Maybe.
master.
If you're Italian, maybe you can master that.
I thought are French the best lovers or Italians?
French, they don't shower too much, but yeah,
They smell a little.
Yeah, they smell a little. If you're into that kind of stuff, yeah, go ahead.
It's a little funky in France.
Yeah, it's kind of funky. That's kind of funky.
But you're from the south, so you didn't really go to France.
I'm from the south. Italian hate French and the other way around.
Why?
And well, because
was there like a war or was
no, you go in Italy. Jean Pinette. There's this guy Jean Pinette, this comedian. You go check it out. But French people, they're very proud of their tradition and stuff like that, and they're fucking arrogant. I mean, I'm not even building this up.
Yeah.
You go, to a guy and ask you, you're broken French. Where is wherever the Tour Eiffel? They won't give a fuck. They won't even answer to you. They're just like that. Italy, we're completely the opposite. They're trying to be cool, but they're not.
So you think like if I was in France, they'd be nicer to me than if you were standing next to me?
Probably.
They would just be like, "Oh, American's okay, Italian, no."
Well, yeah, no, they're kind of a little bit with everything, especially with Italian. Yeah,
You're especially discriminated.
It's special discriminated. Well, discrimination is real, so it's happened.
Well, and you've all been living on top of each other forever.
That's true.
America, we're young, so
That's
we're still
true.
trying to figure out who lives where.
1492, 1492, when Cristoforo Colombo found this place. Guess what? You're here because I'm Italian. Otherwise, you were still wandering around.
What's the oldest building in Italy?
I don't know if it's fucking, I don't know.
Like 10,000 years old?
I have no idea. Probably Colosseum is pretty old, I guess.
But like, there's nothing 1,000 years old in America. There's
No,
barely
that's true.
anything 100 years old.
That's true.
And Italy's littered with 1,000-year-old things.
That was kind of freaked me out,
We're just a bunch of punk kids.
But in Italy, you see, so I'm kind of an uncommon guy because my father was in construction. My mother's side, they were butchers in restaurant business. So it's much easier because it's so hard to start a business. It's much easier that the son gonna pick up the
father's business.
The father business. That's why those business they last forever. They have a very extremely long history since 1800s, some shit like that. Because just that, but that's what probably makes good about it, And I'm doing my career by myself, and when you have daddy that helps, it does helps,
Is that a lot more common for your dad to help your career?
Yeah, usually, if you're running already an existing business, and if you're not a total moron, it's much easier to run the business. To put your name out there, and run your business.
But only if you're not a moron.
By yourself. I mean, you can also be a moron. That don't matter nowadays, especially. But connection. When you don't have connection, is much usually. It's a lot of who you know and stuff like that. But then there's a little line, because if you're trying too hard, or squeezing your connection is not gonna work.
Yeah, you can't ask for too much.
Basically, the way it works is like the bank. If you're rich already and you ask for money, you're gonna get more money. if you're connected already and you don't need it, everybody gonna help you out. But if you're trying too hard for people to help, it's like, I come to you and say, Johnny, you know what? Can you post this? Can you try to help me out? You say, fuck no, this is lame, But I say,
Yeah.
oh, Johnny, let's do that. He's gonna say, all right.
Yeah, good ideas versus bad ideas. Just shutting up my brisket alarm there. Miss Lady Wolf has been stoking the fire for us, keeping it hot.
That's right. We like that.
You said we should check it at 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5 hour.
It's almost 2, so should we check it?
Do what?
AM.
It's been a 2.5 hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should give it a check.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be ready.
We'll pause it.
But Johnny, I think that you lower the way you talk down a little bit.
Talking about pushing the brisket. We're gonna push it hard this last bit, huh? Break the meat down.
Yeah, you want to break the meat down, and I like the expression "you want to." I mean, if you want to, yes, but
We're going to.
we're going to. Yeah, the way I like, considering after 3 hours in the wrap, which I believe that a lot of people, every place that I worked, and they do that. So you gotta have a system laid down. So that's why I'm insisting in my consulting on Texicana.com, brought to you by
TexicanaBarbecue.com. Consulting. Cooking.
I keep stressing the fact that you need a system. You need a system to roll. Otherwise, you can't do numbers, can't do nothing. So also, when you're cooking a brisket, there's a system. So there's a moment. So basically, there's a moment that you're cooking. You want to set the bark. Set the bark has to look like sandpaper. After that, you're cooking the fat cup, and the very thin slice of fat on top of the brisket. That's what makes everything so delicious, because that fat gotta be cooked. If it's too thick, the brownish fat, that's what you want. Means that the fat cup is cooked and it has a different taste than a raw fat with the spice and the meat. That's what makes the brisket so delicious. Then you want to cook the fat cup. The fat cup, it cooks only when it's naked, not when it's wrapped. So before you wrap, you want to make sure you cook the fat cup. That's why, as a consequence, that's why it's so important to trim. And then after you wrap, basically you want to break it down the brisket, and it happened in about 3 hours. So once I wrap, pushing the brisket in 3 hours. Now you can do in a lot of ways. You can pull it just right, the way I do it, and the way I guess other people do it. I pull the brisket just right when it feels, is this kind of touch that you have to do. So you imagine that you're grabbing a brisket. Everybody fucking keeps smooching like that.
No, you
but you gotta do
underneath.
That's it. Your thumb. You don't use your thumb. You use your, you can exercise on your boobs. I do all the time, and then when it feels just right, it's not soft. If it's first of all, if you grab the brisket and the bag, the butcher paper looks empty, you overcook the fuck out of it,
So it's shrunk.
Yeah, exactly, because it's shrunk too much. As soon as you touch it, you'll figure out. I overcook it. It looks empty. There's nothing in there. But there is a little bit of resistance, and that it's just right. And then you let it cool, 150, 155. You want to push it, and you keep it that way, and you let it rest. Or another way that works for me is like pushing at 350 once it's wrapped, but with no rest. But then it's gonna be very challenging to cut it. That's the time. The other people, they pull it when it's tight, and they take advantage of the carryover. They put in a warmer or in a Yeti, whatever, when it's still hot. But I've seen over and over again, everybody does the same. All these back here people do everything correctly, but when it's time to rest your brisket, whether they put it too hot, they put it too warm, whatever, in the cooler, and it just doesn't work.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. Is all I have is a cooler. I don't have a Cambro or
Well,
warmer.
you know, you're gonna adapt to your goal is to keep 150-ish the temperature of your cooler, and yeah, there are many ways to figure that out. You can put a hot pan with hot water in it, and your probe instead of how it's called, the wireless probe that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure that your cooler doesn't go more than 150,
But what I mean is, like, if the brisket's 150
Mm.
and you want to heat the cooler up to more than 150.
150. So the cooler, especially if you have the Yeti, all these.
Yeah, the good ones. The
The good
Yetis.
ones. Ooh, brought to you by.
This show wants to be sponsored by Yeti.
So yeah, they won't lose much temperature, really.
So get it to. I don't need to get it to like 175, expecting it to drop a little bit.
No, because if you put in a Yeti at 175, this is gonna carry over until tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna cook for another.
That's the problem. So that's why you don't want that.
So bring the brisket inside.
I don't
want to
say the Yeti overcooked brisket. I any
the
means.
Yeti can't do anything.
It's awesome.
You have to do it. You can't blame the Yeti because you threw the brisket in there. No, I've done that before where I knew the brisket felt good, and then I didn't rest it right.
That's right. I had a girlfriend long ago, and I thought it was perfect for me, and then just she didn't work. So shit.
Whoops.
Whoops. Yeah.
So what's the challenge when you're cooking 3 pits full of briskets?
There's really it's everybody thinks it's so hard. It's so simple because if you follow
you have to keep track of which ones are ready and which ones need to move.
Yeah, I mean it's bullshit. I mean you're gonna write down. I wrap this guy. I remember Becca Franklin. We had Shorty, Six, Muchacho, Mindy, Mork, and we write down the name. Now they got fancier, so they have the board. Before we were writing down a butcher paper, and you write down what time you wrap, so the trick to wrap all at the same time, and to pull all the brisket at the same time and to wrap all the brisket at the same time.
You have to do it fast, right? Because you don't want it to lose.
Yeah, there is that, and then there is also the fact that you need to know your cold spot and your hot spot for your smoker, and usually on a smoker, the very close to the smokestack by the wall is your hot spot, and in the front is your cold spot. So a lot of people think that because the brisket, they're more likely to get burned from the front of the pit, the first row. Okay, so you got, let's talk about 1,000 gallon. You have 1,000 gallon, you're gonna go do 6 row for brisket, correct? So it's total 24 brisket. Now the brisket in the front, they're more likely to get crispy, but just because you have more direct heat. But the direct heat is not a heat that cooks, is a heat that burns. The convection, so your convection oven, the convection, it happens when you have the friction so the heat is trying to escape. It's going to run. And it's trying to escape and going to get stuck at the smokestack. And it's going to make a sort of a vortex, something like this. It's very pure convection. So in that corner, the brisket going to cook. You want to put the biggest brisket in the very back because you have the most convection, so that's why when people pit builder and stuff like that, they're talking about, it has a great flow. I don't want a great flow. I need convection.
You want it to slow and then leave.
Exactly. So to me, the more I don't want to say there is a thin line between having a shitty flow and having a perfect flow. But a perfect flow is not perfect, It's just, it has to be, you gotta create that convection. If it runs too fast, is not good either,
You get the crispy edges and dried out, and
because it's too much of a pull,
I've made a lot of those.
too much. It's extremely easy to do that.
Super easy to screw up a brisket.
Extremely easy. You need just one or two spikes. That's it. And you got. That's why brisket is so fascinating. Still to this day, think about how many people, how many pro barbecue guy cook a brisket, and they're still they're still in a way trying to figure it out. It is always a work in process. Still to this day, I'm still kind of, when I slice a brisket, I say, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I'm very curious to see what it looked like, and then there is their big reward.
So you're saying I should have gotten 2 or 3 to make sure we got one good one out of it?
Yeah, I mean, on 24 brisket, you're always gonna have your favorite kids, and you're always gonna have your the one that is studied but is not as smart, So,
the beautiful dumb brisket.
Yeah, basically.
Well, one of the things I want to do this year.
Bro, you're keeping. Can you?
We're good. My phone too close?
Okay, yeah, your phone too close. It's still contamination. You have your phone on your.
This whole house is contaminated. If it is, I don't know. There's only a few in Travis County. Maybe none of us have even come near the virus.
I don't know.
You're the most suspect of all of them, Mr.
Oh yeah,
Italian.
man. I saw that. I just came back last week from Italy. It wasn't even funny. Still alive though, hanging out.
I mean, as far as when you're cooking that many briskets, when you're doing all that work, is there there's like a rhythm to it, right? It just gets to a point where
you gotta push it. So that's my average day. The average day is no matter what, you not give a shit about anything else. You season your brisket and you throw in a smoker, and then there is a flow. I'm glad you asked that question, because it's like you're going to the gym. You're going to the gym and you're doing okay. I'm going to the gym over here. You need some intensity in order to make muscle. And in barbecue, it's the same thing. Everybody thinks it's a very slow paced thing. It's not. You keep going, keep doing things, but leave the fire and don't open the pit. But it's very proactive, because on an average business, you're making side, you're trimming brisket, you're doing this, you're doing that. You can pace yourself, but yeah. And I'm very annoying. If I see people around me standing around, I'm the kind of guy to say, "Oh yeah, whoa, bro."
You need to do something.
You got to do something. It just pissed me off. I mean, my father was the kind of guy that he couldn't see me sit down at home watching TV. He really I got yelled, and I probably got that from him.
Yeah, you got it passed down.
Fucking maniac. Yeah.
Hey, hard work is hard to learn though.
Yeah, totally. What is it? 365?
350.
Yeah, let it go.
We're pushing it.
We're pushing it.
Well,
we're pushing it because we're a little behind. Technically, it's not correct. But I saw that what can happen if you're running so hard? It could happen that the moisture, collect a lot of moisture in a butcher paper, and your bark can wash out. But I've seen that your bark was extremely solid. You didn't rush it before wrapping.
Yeah.
So when you wrap too early, a problem that can happen. Also, you're gonna have a
mushy bark,
uncooked fat cap, and a very shitty. Look like a washout bark. Like you take a brisket, you put it on the floor, and you pee on it. That's how it's gonna look like it.
I mean, when you came over and I showed you the brisket right before we wrapped it, that was only the third time I had opened the thing, and I had just been working on the fire and leaving it the hell alone.
Yeah, but basically, if you know your smoker, you know that, okay, at a certain point I gotta do this, at a certain point I gotta do that, and you just don't open too much. The only thing can happen after the first couple of hours, a lot of moisture can build up, and you're gonna have just the spot of water, a lot of water.
Yeah, like on the
retention.
On the flat.
Yeah,
I didn't have it on this one.
Okay, this is good. That is
it
good.
Didn't curl up. It had a nice thick flat though.
Yeah. Curl when
I cut off the tips that were thin.
Yeah, no, but it looks legit.
It was kind of long, right? Didn't it seem?
Tell me the truth. The mark from Terry's Black, they just give you a brisket and you just threw it in it. Tell me.
No, I started it from scratch. I got the video to prove it. I've been videotaping the whole process.
Got it.
You were there. You were the guest rapper.
That's right.
You helped me wrap that bad boy up.
That's right.
So it's 373. Is that okay? 370.
Not really, but it's gonna come down.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you? When's the last time you panicked about a brisket? 3 years ago.
One time, one. I just was. Oh fuck yeah! So I remember a couple of times. Well, the real panic was. So one time we're in New York, we were smoking, we were doing numbers already. We were above 80 brisket a day. And so this guy, fucking Vince, motherfucker. So Vince, so the schedule was that you start seasoning and turning the brisket in at 7, and the night guy, the pool guy, will go over there like at 2 in the morning. So I got there at 2 in the morning. Usually the most experienced guy is a pool guy. I got it at 2 in the morning. The brisket they never went on.
Oh, they didn't put it on at all?
He didn't put it on at all. So 11 was the opening time, and I had to figure out how to do brisket like that. So all right,
in 7 hours.
Let's go. Yeah. And so, but I was back then. I say shit. I did a good. I was proud of myself because what I did, instead of panicking and doing a bunch of brisket, I say, okay, cool. We are in a war mood. I threw 5 brisket on just to let the restaurant open. So I knew that the 5 brisket, maybe they were probably, pounding and pounding. They're probably ready by the time the opening time. And then I did the other brisket slowly, So I did 5 brisket hot and fast. I drove to the restaurant because we were separated back then. So I drove to the restaurant, give those 5 brisket just to let them, start running, and it worked. It worked. That was intense.
Was that like that's like some snow stuff, running them hot and fast like that?
Yeah. You could, yeah.
Is that is there a secret to it? You basically just run them a little hotter. You get the sizzle on the skin.
I'm sure they have the little twist and tweak on it, but
were you running what, like 350?
I did a lot of hot and fast. So, an example, Cooper's in because not many people knows, but Cooper's in
Llano?
Not Llano, the one in Congress.
Oh yeah,
Congress below the Marriott. They do some numbers over there. They do more than 90 brisket a day, and they had pork loin, pork chop, chicken, turkey, cabrito, prime rib roast, sirloin, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they've got a long list.
Yeah, beef ribs. They have, and then this was the place that I worked the most in my life, and they do a brisket in 4.5 hours. 5 hours. 5 hour and a half on top. So I was very fascinated about this hot and fast. And when you smoke with small device like a barrel, the aglo drum and stuff like that, hot and fast it works. You're almost braising. You're almost grilling a brisket. And
they put the little boats under them or something.
The what?
The little boats like Leroy and Lewis.
Yeah. And
so the bottom's like soft.
To the bottom, and a lot of people they cook fat
side down.
Fat side down. Fat side down.
You did this, and I knew what you were saying.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's like, oh, they're cooking upside down.
This is Italian move right there. Jerk. But yeah, a lot of people do that. It just works. The only thing, you gotta watch out your bark.
Yeah, you gotta set a good bark.
You gotta set a good bark because it's very tempting to push it through. But yeah, it tastes just fine.
Well, that's why I left it for 9 hours before we wrapped.
What?
That's why I wanted to set a good bark. Everyone was telling me. I talked to Lane. I talked to Mighty Joe.
Yeah.
They were just talking about
Lane. Who? The chubby one?
Lane. Yeah.
How is he anyway?
He's good. They closed Goldie's temporarily, so hopefully they'll kick back in as soon as it's.
Because they put the counter too close to the wall, so he doesn't even fit in there.
He doesn't fit.
No, I feel sorry for that guy. He's a great guy. Just,
amazing dude.
He's just very. I don't know. Just big,
He's a big dude.
He just.
He's almost
Lovely.
as tall as Dylan
So
Taylor.
he hates my fucking ass laying, man.
He's so mad.
He get drunk and then he talk shit on Instagram. Oh, what the fuck is stupid?
Well, you know, it's all
Love Lane.
it's all fun and games. It's all love and barbecue,
Oh,
and
yeah, big time.
you know,
Big time.
there's not a lot of people who even know who we're talking about. So it's fun. It's fun in that way. It's fun
Yeah,
to
yeah, it's like an inside joke.
yeah, it's fun to goof
Everybody
around.
knows Lane. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
Lane's the shit.
I'm excited. You know, prime barbecue season is coming up, and I'm excited for all this quarantining to be over, and for people to get some sun and be able to touch each other and eat ribs and.
Listen, Johnny. So far, I don't mind being kind of like, because it kind of forces you like you're in an airplane. It forces you to read a book. It forces you to do something.
Yeah, I like that part of it.
Yeah, I love the part.
And no one has like everyone's staying up late.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
Yeah.
no one has anywhere to be in the morning. It's like we're all kids again.
So yeah, honestly, I do like that part. And in my opinion, it helps to, collect your thoughts and so figure out what to do next.
Yeah, and it's cool to see. I had coffee with Evan Leroy, and he's writing Medium posts, and Brad/Chud is he's got a nice little camera, and he's shooting a lot of stuff. And
Yeah, I love that guy.
yeah. Joe's coming out with videos. It's
Yeah, yeah.
cool to see how people are using the time wisely rather than just like sitting in their house worrying.
Yeah, so I personally I never had time to cook at home, and now that's all I'm doing all day.
Yeah.
Go go to bed late and cook stuff in the morning.
Yeah, and it's easy that way. Like it's almost too easy to live. Like we feel like we should have more to do, but we don't.
That's it. Until the money won't run out, but oh wow, it's done.
There's lightning outside. Got a
Okay.
pretty good storm going.
Secret question. What's your jolly question? Shoot.
My jolly question?
Weird question.
Weird
Something
question?
wild. Something.
Oh shit! It's about to hit 400.
Ooh. Gotta go down.
Well,
They gotta
you can-
go
you can hear that thunder. It's going hard.
down.
It was at like 350, and now it's all the way up here. My jolly question. I mean, I have a lot of good questions. That's what I'm good at, is asking questions.
All right, go
Is
ahead.
I
Seems that you're
I do-
buying time.
I do a lot of talking on microphones, and questions are easy for me. I can come up with a question like that. You want a question? I could come up with a question. I got lots of questions. What's the best way to make a risotto?
Okay, guys, risotto.
You made some bomb risotto. That's what I'm asking.
You gotta. That's the trick. So you put a little bit of butter, but then you need some creamy cheese in it. So a lot of people do Parmesan. No, Parmesan is too solid. It's not smooth at all. So you need to put some cream cheese in there. So in Italy we have taleggio, gorgonzola, stuff like that, which is basically creamy, So to make it smooth. This is basically the story about risotto, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that risotto you made at Beyond the Pit at Truth Barbecue was insane. That was super good.
Well, but back then I didn't know because they were with Matt Horn and said, "Oh yeah, let's do some risotto." I said, "All right, I'll make a risotto," and yeah, I think I made. If it were me, I would put some mushroom in it, something. It was like we put a lot of white wine in it, though. Yeah, I remember.
I mean, whatever it was, I ate.
Yeah.
I actually snuck back into the kitchen and ate 2 more of those.
Yeah.
The oxtails.
Yeah. That was
There were
good.
extra
See,
ones.
That's why I'm doing this. All I'm doing right now. I'm cooking weird cut of meat. So I did the ossobuco, the shanks. Nobody gives you shit. I did the chicken hearts, and now tomorrow I'm gonna cook some sweetbread.
Sweetbreads.
Sweetbread. Then I have a beef heart in the refrigerator, and
Those
then
are strong.
Yes, it's strong. And then I gotta cure it though. It's in cure.
Buttermilk? What?
It's in cure right now. No, like a pastrami cure. Because it works extremely.
You want to take some anise with you?
Yeah, for sure.
I got a big bag of anise.
Just giving away my secret, bastard. And but yeah, then I'm gonna do the feet of the cow and
Hoofs?
Hoofs. Okay.
Hoofs.
I'm gonna do that. Try to replicate this Italian dish and press the ear of the pig, like make a salad.
Flattened?
Yeah. You press, you cure it, and make it like salad. It's supposed to be kind of a little bit like goose tongue. You ever had goose tongue?
Goose tongue.
I had it. I had back then. It's very delicious.
Is it a big tongue?
No, very
It's a
small.
little tongue, right?
Very small. But it's kind of chewy and tasty. It's a kind of gimmicky. It's like
Do they peel it like they do with beef tongue?
Yeah. It's not, there's not that thick, but you gotta peel a little bit. Looks weird. But yeah, I'm really very much into this stuff, like to the extreme.
Yeah.
Because when you're cooking, you're a little bit like you're pushing boundaries. Like modern art. 90% is bullshit, but then 1%.
It moves you.
It moves you, So that's why I'm pushing, and I'm trying to do stuff the way, because Gualtiero Marchesi used to say, "We are what we are for what we have done."
Who Marchesi?
Gualtiero Marchesi.
Gualtiero?
Gualtiero Marchesi, which he was the Bottura. He was the best chef in Italy. He did something for the world, not just for Italy. Great chef. And so I went in his academy. Back then he was still alive. I met him and everything, and he said, and we had like a master class, and he said, and this word stuck to me, and he said that we are who we are for what we have done it, and for we could see, So that's basically it. And when you make a dish, you basically, I don't want to be too chefy about it, honestly, but when you're making dishes, it's who you are. I'm not a very precise guy. So my dish is never gonna have like a specific shape and everything. It's gonna be all kind of moving and stuff like that, That's it. And that's it.
Well, and when you're doing this chefy stuff, it is, just the same way that we're cooking this brisket, and I've been going for 14 hours now. It's like it takes time. It takes experimenting.
Yeah. It requires time. Example, these chicken hearts, I found that marinating them with it's called garlic, black garlic, and then you have to put some salt in it. It's and then you have to press them a little bit. They're smoother than they're usually gimmicky. They have this weird taste, chewy.
Yeah.
But if you cook their way, how they come up, I don't even know.
You press them with weights?
You gotta press, and ideally they gotta vibrate a little bit. So, this is a technique that it comes from charcuterie. So if you wanna the salt to penetrate the meat. There are these boards that they just vibrate all day long, and they keep it like for a month vibrating. I couldn't believe it, If you want an example, to make bresaola and this kind, because there's that shit I'm into charcuterie lately, and I'm starting.
What's brazola?
Bresaola.
Bresaola.
Yeah, bresaola is the back of the cow that has like these 3 muscle, and you can use all of them, but. Yeah, it's delicious. Very lean piece of meat, and I'm working on some charcuterie.
And they put it on a board and vibrate it?
They put when you're marinating, this kind of meat. Not just for that, for all kinds of large kind of meat. Is on a board that vibrates for days and days and days. It's like keep massaging the meat, And when this guy told me it was bullshitting me, it's real, And I said, okay, why don't you apply that in marinating any other kind of part of meat? And it does work, You notice the difference.
It's like an ultrasonic.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, probably.
Well, with like car parts, you put it in this thing and it vibrates, and it shakes all the dirt off the car and motorcycle parts.
Yeah,
It's called ultrasonic wash. It's like the same thing, but it's like ultrasonic marinade.
yeah. Somehow, maybe the fiber, the muscle. I don't know, man. I don't know the science behind, but all I know, it works.
Shake it into. Does it get really soft?
What?
The the vibrations, does it make it super soft?
No, the salt gonna penetrates much better, and as a consequence, it gets a little bit, more tender, And I think, yeah, I think it maybe it's make it softer, yeah.
So I ask everyone who's on the show, what's your message?
You're making a videos?
Yeah.
I'm doing all kinds of faces, bro.
Yeah. What's your message to the people who want to be good at cooking brisket, they want to sweat in pit rooms like you used to?
Don't do it. Like
we've heard that before, but why?
No, make sure it's something that everybody keeps saying that you gotta love it, but it's true. Make something that is that you want to do, because you're gonna look like. So kitchen is brutal. That's why I love kitchen. The bullshit they cut off to zero.
No ego.
If that's it, this is a kitchen. This is you. This is the fire over there.
Yeah.
The ingredients. Show me what you got, and that's why it's very fair. Kitchen is very fair. Maybe front of the house is not fair, because you could be, whatever, somebody girlfriend and stuff. You can blow the right guy,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be there making the most tip. But if sorry, front the kitchen guy, it's a lot of that is true. But but with the back of the kitchen, you gotta know your shit. So if you know what you're doing, and in order to achieve that, it requires a lot of time. It's you could, by the time you get there, you could be being a doctor or wherever you want it. It's a very long it's a very long process. Now there's a little bit different. This guy, they make a sandwich, they make a taco, they want to call themselves chef. Great. I'm not a chef. I'm still working on to be, and I'll never be. But that's the attitude. You gotta keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing it, and being very humble and stuff like that. It's very, to me, it's in Italy, in Europe in general. In order to be a chef, you gotta have a lot of years under your belt. It's not that you work like in a sandwich shop and you're a chef. It doesn't work that way, because basically a sandwich is not a dish. A taco, for how beautiful it could be, is also not a dish.
I've had some beautiful tacos.
They're delicious. But but it's not a dish. It requires other stuff. It requires different technique, even if it's not easy. But if you compare, like an average all time, dish has like probably 12 preparation behind the dish. And a sandwich has much less. So sandwich is not a dish. You grab it, there are two, three things going on. That's it.
It's a delivery system.
That's it, exactly. So the way you deliver it, the way you deliver this one. With that being said, they could be delicious, yes, but they're not dishes.
Sandwiches are great. I think a sandwich is the best way to eat anything.
That's all I'm eating.
Sandwiches.
That's all I'm eating.
Panino.
Un panini. Oh, panino mortadella, forget it. There's so many delicious panini.
Panini just means sandwich though, right?
Panini is a plural for panino. Yeah, sandwiches.
Well, Mr. Chiefari.
Yes.
Mr. Mauro.
What's temperature?
Principeso de Calabria. 377.
Okay.
It's hot.
It's good.
Thank you.
Love you.
Mille grazie.
Mille grazie. Are you gonna post this?
Yeah.
When?
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow no.
No, not tomorrow.
Just make sure you cut off the mean stuff that I say about people.
That's all the parts I leave in. You're the only one I let be mean on my show because it's funny.
But
everyone else, if they're mean, I cut them out.
But no, the best part is there are not many people around. But it's coronavirus. That's the part I like.
Yeah. Well,
Make sure you sanitize the shit.
I'm gonna go do a photo shoot in downtown
What?
tomorrow. Just go take pictures of because no one's downtown. It's empty.
Picture of nothing.
Pictures of nothing. Empty
I don't
streets.
know. They don't even have bumps anymore. Where the fuck are those?
No bums. No nothing.
That's right.
All right. Peace out. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oh god, that was a long talk.
Yeah.
You're so fucking patient. Got a lot of patience. Where you been?
Hey, they call me the meat man. Y'all will see me eat now. Hit on the meat man. Y'all will see me eat now. I got jaws like a bear trap, a teeth like a razor. I made tack tongue with a sensitive taster. I was born out in Texas, called the land of beef. Never catch a muscle green or showing the hell like a meat. I'm the meat man. Y'all ought to see me eat.